All right, in a recent interview, Spider-Man producers Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach were asked if we could ever see a non-Peter Parker Spider-Man on the big screen. In various comic incarnations, different people like Ben Reilly, Miles Morales, and Miguel O'Hara have used the moniker. However, the producers quickly shot the idea by simply answering no. Arad expanded on the answer by saying the following: the one thing you cannot do when you have a phenomena that has stood the test of time, you have to be true to the real character, inside who is Peter Parker. What are the biggest effects on his life? Then you can draw in time and you can consider today's world in many ways. But to have multiple ones, I don't know if you remember, but Marvel tried it, and it almost was the end of Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is playing on AMC theaters now. Amy Rose, what are your thoughts on the producer's comments?
I think it's a little bit of a cop-out. I think that if you do, look, we're getting to, Ant-Man's on the screen soon. Like, if you do it right and you make a clear distinction of the storyline, and I just think that a couple of those different incarnations of Spider-Man are a little riskier. Peter Parker is the wholesome hero, a couple of those are kind of the anti-hero. We all know what happened. I would have liked to see the Clone Saga on the screen. Yeah. That would have been really, really cool. I just think that if they would have had the right writers and team behind it, it could have been a really cool thing. And I mean, we're seeing Sinister Six, Venom. Why wouldn't they take this storyline as well? So I would have liked to see it, but it doesn't mean it's not ever going to happen. But right now, I think Peter Parker has proven that that's the Spider-Man they want to show. So
See, to me, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. It's one person. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And this whole notion, like, remember a while ago after the death of Superman, there were like 4 Supermen? Remember that? There was the Android, the Kryptonian, there was Steel, there was Superboy. None of them were Superman. They all just kind of borrowed that title, but none of them were Superman. Clark Kent, Kal-El is Superman. That is one person. And I keep trying to say this too about, a lot of people will often try to bring up the whole idea of Batman, what's the future Batman one? I keep forgetting the name of it for whatever.
Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond, saying, oh, Batman Beyond, the one that's set 50 years in the future. No, because moviegoers, which represent the 99% of people who have no idea what Batman Beyond is, when you tell them Batman, that's Bruce Wayne. Just because somebody else took the moniker and wore it, that doesn't mean they're Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So, I mean, I agree with Aria completely. It would be a really stupid move. Now, that's not to say, now I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting myself here a little bit, but follow me here. If you were to change, say, Peter Parker and make Peter Parker Hispanic, still make him exactly the way he should be, high school science nerd, kind of an outsider, death of his relative, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff, but you just change his ethnicity, I'm totally cool with that. That's fine with me. But don't change that it's Peter Parker.
You wouldn't want to see Miguel O'Hara in that situation then?
No, I mean, because that's a different character. That's not Spider-Man anymore. That's just another guy who happens to grab the title Spider-Man and strap it on his chest too. But Peter Parker is Spider-Man to me. So anyway, that's just the way I see it. I agree with the producers on this. So anyway, Dennis, how do you see it?
I wouldn't mind seeing another Spider-Man, as long as they don't kill off Peter Parker and do kind of what we've been speculating about Captain America. Maybe Steve Rogers goes away and Bucky Barnes takes over as Captain America. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Spider-Man. I didn't like the Clone Saga. I wouldn't want to see Ben Reilly. I don't think 2099 is going to work. Maybe Miles Morales. I like his character and I like his backstory. So maybe if they brought him in and they did that for maybe a movie or two, I wouldn't mind it.
I like parallel universes. I would like multiple Spider-Mans and multiple universes all happening at once like they do it in the comic books. I don't think that's going to happen in film. I agree with you. I think Avi Arad is talking specifically about a film audience, and it's a very different audience than people who regularly and religiously read comic books. Yeah. When I interviewed Stan Lee, the one time I got to interview him, which was amazing, he did say that out of all the characters he's ever written, the one he related to the most was Peter Parker. That Peter Parker was the closest to who he felt he was. And I think that says something about Peter Parker, too, that he's very relatable. He's the kind of guy a lot of guys and girls can relate to because he's a bit of an outsider when we meet him, and he's a high school student trying to make things work, and he grows into what he becomes. And I just think that Peter Parker and the alter ego in general in superhero movies tends to be something that audiences do rely on as a trope. So I agree with you. I think they're kind of sticking to to the safe.
It's safe. It's safe.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way about Green Lantern? Do you feel that way about all of them? You wouldn't want to see the other. Really?
Like, that's why I often say, like, when the Green Lantern stuff comes out, like for instance, John Stewart, right?
Yeah.
There are many Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
Guy
Exactly.
Gardner, Kyle Rayner,
Yeah.
John Stewart, all these types of guys, and that's all great. But to me, there
Hal
is
Jordan.
one definitive Green Lantern. That is Hal Jordan, and that's why for a guy like me, not that it should be like this for everybody, but for me, I want, you know, Hal Jordan as Green Lantern. I don't want to see Guy Gardner
I like
as Green
diversity.
Lantern. Well, I mean, diversity is good and everything, but it's separating the mantle from the character, right? And to me, Hal Jordan is Green Lantern. Now, what will often come up too, some people will say to me, but John, there is some incarnation of the comics where that happens, so you can do it in the movie. There is a Superman comic where he fights a pot. A pot that comes to life.
It's also a different medium.
You know,
it's a different
yeah, it's a completely
medium.
different
So you're
medium.
dealing with film, you're dealing with it's 2D, it's 3D. I mean, it's like comparing apples to oranges in a way. So I think he's talking specifically about film.
I do think Green Lantern is a different story, though.
I do too.
Yeah, because there are many.
There,
of
yeah,
them.
There
it's a
is the
core.
Green Lantern
Yeah.
core. Yeah,
So
you're
you
absolutely
could,
right.
You could do that. Where, yeah, with Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, they are singular characters.
Yeah, and kind of synonymous with who their guys are. But you're right about the Green Lantern. That does make it a different scenario. I
Yeah.
shouldn't equate the two so clearly.
But can we just get one Wonder Woman?
Yeah,
Just
can we
one.
make it
Yes.
Just get one.
Just one Wonder Woman.
And you know, in the comics, there are multiple Wonder.
Yes.
Diana was Wonder Woman for
Well,
a while.
it's because
Diana,
Then
the
Amazons,
Artemis
yeah.
became Wonder Woman for a
Yeah, 'cause they're
while, and
Amazons.
back
I love
in,
that. I want to see. Can I just say I want to see a Wonder Woman movie that is an
yeah.
origin story. That is how Wonder Woman became Wonder Woman. I think it's a great story. When Warner came out with the DC movies, that was when they do the animated movies, the Wonder Woman one, it was my favorite, even though it didn't sell that well. I love the story. I
Preaching
love
to the choir,
story.
sister. We're
Yes.
waiting. We are waiting.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.